This One's Wife. Behind the Scenes. Narcissist. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Or, I suppose I'd better have the house manager announce my arrival, even though I'm the only person here. After all, should they not announce me as the 11th Duke of... not so fast. Well, it's good enough for this one's wife, as we learnt from the ridiculous Harper's Bazaar interview and the photo shoot, which many people have viewed as a series of catastrophic photographs for this one's wife, which a somatic narcissist would not be best pleased to learn. But it doesn't stop there with the interview and its ridiculousness, and also the photographs. There was also the release of a video. In case you've not seen it, here it is. For the uninitiated, or those blissfully avoiding royal adjacent train wrecks, the video opens with slow motion shots of this one's wife gliding into frame like she's auditioning for a low-budget remake of The Devil Wears Prada. If the devil were a former Suits actress turned lifestyle guru with a flair for the fabulously fraudulent. She's barefoot, of course, because that demystifies her, apparently, reclining on an armchair in a room that looks like it was staged by a team of Monty Shit Show minimalists on a deadline. The camera lingers on her designer wardrobe, splayed out like offerings at an altar. Silk blouses, wide-leg trousers, and those pavé diamond studs from some Ukrainian brand that sounds like a Bond villain's jewellery line. This isn't a photo shoot BTS. It's a therapy dump disguised as content, and through the lens of this one's wife's unapologetic narcissism, it crystallises why, 7 years after bolting from Buckingham Palace in a cloud of confetti and controversy, she remains the internet's favourite piñata. Narcissism isn't just vanity. It's a pathological hunger for fuel that turns every interaction into a mirror maze where everyone else is a funhouse distortion to serve the needs of this one's wife. This one's wife doesn't just want the spotlight, she wants to be the spotlight. And this video is another exhibit in her ongoing exhibition of entitlement, exploitation, and empathy evasion. Let's start with the entitlement, which oozes from every frame like cheap highlighter on over-oiled skin. The shoot, we're told, took 5 years to materialise. 5 years of what exactly? Haggling over lighting that flatters her freckles just so, or perhaps negotiating the precise angle to capture her authenticity without accidentally including a hint of humility. In the video, this one's wife doesn't just pose. She gives a performative approach to what she thinks is gratitude, thanking the crew with the enthusiasm of a queen knighting her subjects. But peel back the performative polish and it's clear this isn't collaboration, it's narcissistic conquest. Designers like Dior and J.W. Anderson are not partners here. They're props in her personal rebranding circus. Remember the Galvan green dress borrowed for that 2022 variety shoot and mysteriously reworn in her Netflix holiday schlock? Same energy. This one's wife, as a narcissist, views luxury loans not as a favour but as a feudal tribute to her. Why return the gown when you are the gown? She thrives on fuel, that dopamine drip of admiration doled out in likes, shares and sycophantic headlines. This video isn't behind the scenes. It is quite simply her sucking up the fuel, sucking in validation from the void of her post-royal relevance. As reported in the article, her interaction with those 11 and 12-year-old girls at the fossil dig, she attunes to them, asking about nails and studies with the wide-eyed wonder of a woman who's just discovered that emotional empathy exists. But it's never connection, despite her thinking that it is. It's curation. The kids are not individuals. They're set dressing for her motherhood and moment narrative, the tiny totems to humanize the humanitarian. The camera, of course, cuts away before any real dialogue unfolds, because God forbid the focus shift from this one's wife's 90-day Duolingo streak in French, a flex so niche it's practically a cry for help. It's the same script that she's run since the TIG days. Co-opt vulnerability, sprinkle in selective self-deprecation, and voila, fuel secured. But here's the scathing truth. It lands atrociously. Social media erupted with mockery. She looks like she's about to sneeze, trended faster than her jam snails, because audiences smell the staginess from a mile away. The fact that she is so oversaturated, they now see her performance, and her parted lip pout is just the latest symptom of disorder where she cannot fake relatability despite the many attempts to do so. She has no emotional empathy, that cold core of her narcissism where other people's feelings go to die. She talks about, in the interview, how the world was mean to me, so now I get to be meaner. She talks about how she is the important one. But the real mockery material, even though the interview provides plenty of laughable moments at her sheer egotistical idiocy, it's the cringe of this video. It's not showing a photo shoot. It's a midlife crisis captured in 4K. This one's wife, flailing in the lifestyle brand lane, poses like a Gap ad refugee who wandered into a Met Gala after party. The no-makeup lug, hailed as barefaced beauty, is just code for I can't afford the full glam budget anymore. Her expressions in the video, a carousel of strained serenity, eyes wide like she's channeling a startled deer, lips parted in perpetual almost sneeze purgatory. It's as if Diane Kendall, the makeup artist, whispered, "Less is more," and this one's wife heard, "Do your best surprised emoji impression." The wardrobe reveal, a parade of quiet luxury that's louder than a foghorn. Silk blouses cinched like they're auditioning for a bondage catalogue, trousers wide enough to hide a small nation's GDP and tax havens. The narcissism ties it all together like a poorly knotted bow on a gift nobody wants. This one's wife's narcissism is far from subtle. It's a spotlight-stealing supernova. The TIG was her first love letter to herself, Suits her ladder to legitimacy, the wedding her coronation, Megxit her martyrdom myth. Now, with the deals gone, Harper's Bazaar becomes her confessional booth. The video, her stained glass selfie. She authors her own next chapter, but it's the same tired tone. Victim turned victor, with Harry as loyal squire and the world as the wicked witch. Yet, of course, we are watching the video of the wicked witch, and every page and every frame betrays the grandiosity, the boundary bulldozing, the living in the moment that's eternally backward glancing at slights real and imagined. Social media didn't hold back. X has lit up with Duchess of Cringe memes, Reddit roasted the sneeze face into oblivion, and even This One's Wife corners following this video and photo shoot have cracked under the weight of the weird. This behind the scenes is less a behind the scenes peek than a peek behind the curtain of delusion. This One's Wife, queen of the awkwardly curated candid, barefoot baroness of borrowed boundaries, gives us 45 seconds of why she'll never, ever escape her own narrative trap. It's not art, it's autobiography by auto-tune. And as she reclines in that armchair, you might just might pity the fact that this woman cannot see how ridiculous she appears in both photos and video. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.